really do more research and more just really find out about all these things that she kind of went through. Because what's crazy is like to really think about how a person lived like that back then, right? With women's rights and the way that they dressed. And so to come out with a bag and really go against the whole fashion industry, because back then, women, we all wore dresses back then, and she totally dominated and changed the market. Enough about her. I know you guys want to talk about the bag. Whenever you guys compare these two, of course it's gonna be two separate things, but I did kind of want to share a case, like a 20-year-old bag. This bag is literally about 26 years old. And with this bag over here, it's, you know, definitely a lot newer, brand new, in pristine condition. But it's crazy to think that this bag is literally my age, which I find that so insane. As this bag ages, it's going to age literally with me, which I think is such a sentimental value. As you can see, it has this 24 karat gold hardware versus how this is going to be more of the like 18 karat plated, you know, not really the nice stainless look that you could get from back then, where the 24 karat just has that more of like a presence almost. Comparing these two bags in size, if I were to actually wear this bag, I think this one is a really good bag whenever I'm in a rush or maybe like on the go. It has this really long strap, which I love, and I think this strap might even be longer than the one that is actually on my Chanel wallet I have right here. But it's a little bit interesting because the way that this bag is made for this wallet on chain, it kind of almost resembles the Chanel Classic Flap, because on the back you do have this little pocket, and I'm not sure what you can technically stuff in here, but if you want to put maybe like cash, maybe a few cards, I don't know, business cards if you have a business or something. But I think that's a really cool idea to do, because with the Chanel like wallet on chain, it's going to have at least across 5 little diamonds, and then with the CC logos, it's going to always be in the middle. And of course, everyone knows that it's always going to be over and under. For the little logos, just always keep an eye out, so whenever you do buy a bag, that you want it to have the CCs going over and then under at the bottom. So the inside of the bag, you do have this little metal zipper part. I have seen some other bags that might come with the leather, but that is maybe some of the older models. So do keep in mind that with the Chanel wallet on chain, some will have the metal zipper, but then some will also have the little leather strap as well too. I think the cutest thing about this bag is its size, because I feel like even though it's technically like a wallet on chain, this could be used for a lot of many things. Because for someone like me who sometimes when I don't really want to carry a lot of stuff, like I just want to carry a few cards, my ID, my phone, and then maybe like lip tint or chapstick or maybe lip gloss or something to kind of just carry it around with me so that I'm just hands-free. I think this is a great bag that I feel like a lot of people could use much more than like a medium-sized bag or like a, you know, tote bag or something when you're carrying water bottles and all these heavier items. But if you're just on the go and you're just going out really quickly to like a brunch date or maybe with friends or something, like to the movies, I think this would be your best bet to like use as an everyday bag because of the size. I think it's so cute because on the inside you have these little card slots right here, if you can't tell. So there's about 6 card slots, and you know, I don't know about you, but for me, I typically just have my credit card, my debit card, and then just my ID. So there's not much that I really need to really put into a card holder or a full-blown wallet. And then nowadays, I don't really think people really carry cash anymore. Like, I feel like we're about to hit this whole big recession, and there's been so much talk about digital currency and all these things that, like, honestly, the way that life is moving, it's just going to be very different in the next couple of months, and this year is definitely going to be life-changing. COVID happened and a lot of people went through things mentally, but I feel like there's going to be this big break and a lot of people aren't paying attention to what's going on. So that's just another topic for a different story. We're not gonna get into that today. With this, it doesn't come with one of these authenticity cards. So it does have, however, the serial chip that's on the inside that's going to authenticate the bag for you. So it does have that, which is great. And there's also another little pocket here, which I think is so pretty. So the craziest thing with these bags nowadays, it's like they're starting to be like an arm and a leg, honestly. And I find it so crazy crazy that people pay so much money for these little tiny bags because it's just so, I don't know, it's just so crazy to me, honestly. But even for myself to pay like a $2,000 for this, like that's a lot of money for a bag, like a bag. And I feel like with Instagram nowadays, we just keep comparing ourselves to other people, and you know, this person has a Chanel bag and this person has a Dior bag and that girl has a Louis Vuitton, like the newest updated bag. And so everyone's kind of comparing each other to everyone. But, you know, I feel like we've grown up with so much trauma and so much, you know, problems like internally that we didn't know how to express. Nowadays, I feel like with social media, we just compare and we have this like hatred and jealousy that like we see something that someone has and we feel like we can't have it. But you know, just because someone has something, it doesn't mean that you can't have it too. So it's all about your mindset, okay? Like change your mindset into like a better positive one, because the person who ran like the quickest mile, nowadays every single person is starting to run a really fast 4-minute mile because of what? Their mindset. And so they're changing it more and more and like realizing that they can have things that other people can have too. So going back to this though, like I think honestly whoever's going to win this, you guys are going to love this little tiny bag so much. It's not the, you know, Chanel classic flap or anything crazy, but I feel like it still exudes that like classiness, and it also has that chain strap that is like the metal. It's literally everything that the Chanel classic flap is without, of course, the flap. And honestly, I kind of prefer that better because when you have the double flap, it just gets like ruined. There's a lot of issues. The little turn lock is kind of annoying. In my last video, if you watched it, you can definitely see all the things that I talked about in there. Honestly, if it was me, I would literally choose this bag over that bag any day. If I could literally keep this bag, I would. But I mean, honestly, I could, but I'm not going to because I really want to give this away, and just as a token, as a giveaway, you know, I might even start giving away some extra like little maybe AirPods. If anybody's interested, I have some extra ones that I have that I think y'all might maybe be of use and love, but that might be for another giveaway down the road. You know, this one, I'm just on my journey to 1,000 subscribers in this new channel, and you know, I'm still kind of like figuring out what I want to do for this channel. I really don't know, because you know, designer bags, it has this whole kind of like connotation behind it, and the people who carry luxury designers, and people think that like because you spend so much money on, you know, something so expensive that you have this like rich affluent life, but that's not true. So don't believe what you see on social media, okay? But anyways, so I just wanted to show you guys this bag. It's literally the cutest wallet on chain that I've ever seen. I know that there's a lot other ones that exist already out there, but the fact that it's Chanel, it's caviar leather, it's in black, it's going to last you quite a long time. So let's go ahead and get into comparing it to this other one. So I believe that this one is actually just called a Chanel full flap because it just has this one flap and nothing else. On mine, it does come with that, I think this is called like a felt tip, like fabric protector or whatever. On mine, it has the double CCs on the inside. And the one thing that I really love about this bag is that it has this kind of like little needle pin push button instead of like a normal button. As you can see on the inside of this bag, it's actually quite expanded, and you can actually overstuff this bag. So it's almost like this W shape, as you can see on this side right here. But whenever you close it, and it's more of like that wallet on chain look, don't be fooled, because you can literally fit, like, I can fit my phone in here. I feel like if I wanted to stuff this thing in here, oh my gosh, look you guys, I could totally stuff that in there. I mean, it wouldn't close, but just to show you what would actually fit inside this purse. But I always try not to overstuff this bag because it is so old, and it's 26 years old. I don't want it to get ruined or stretched out. I don't want the fabric to really get ruined. Not really fabric, but the leather, you know what I mean. And this one, because it's the older model, it's going to have like the serial number sticker that's in the corner at the very bottom here. But just to compare the two, so this one on mine, I actually don't have like little card inserts. I just have this little pocket right here that just unzips and has just enough space to, honestly, if I just want to put like a couple cards or something, but Nothing too crazy on the inside of this bag. Because with Chanel, I don't know if you guys know, but the brand is actually, it always symbolizes stuff like, you know, elitism, wealth, and luxury, more elegance and class. And so with that, it's just, you know, I always dreamt of being that type of person where one day I would, you know, look at myself, and I've always been that person who like just thought of the bigger picture of where my life would be, and I never really saw myself just like working a simple office job or something like that. Like, I have always dreamt big, and I feel like whenever I think about Chanel, that's kind of like the message behind it as well, is to dream big and, you know, want these big things for yourself and your life, even though it's very materialistic and we are Americans who love material things. But it also talks more about just like so much more, you know. But comparing these two bags, I think it's so pretty because of the chain that they both have. It is going to be slightly different in color because, again, this is 24 karat and this is just the coated regular. But look at this. You see how longer the other chain is? Like, this is definitely a huge difference. So if I were to do it side by side, this one's longer by that much, which is quite a lot. And I wish my bag was honestly longer, because with this one, it's kind of like a weird, awkward, like,
want staple pieces and pieces that will hold their value. You can wear them for a long time and be classic staple pieces. I would highly recommend this boy bag and definitely the Chanel Classics bag. And the main thing about this bag I wanted to warn you guys about is that since I got it in this white, soft white color, there is an issue with color transfer. And what that means is when you're wearing the bag and it like rubs up against your shirt or your jeans, it can transfer color onto it. So the sales associate did let me know when I called back that to be careful not to wear these with like dark denim or like black jeans, because it will transfer the color onto this soft white. And you know, I've been wearing it mainly with like sundresses and dresses that aren't dark colored, and also like white jeans and light wash, medium wash jeans, and I haven't had any issues so far. And I'll show you guys. You can see, you know, there hasn't been any transfer whatsoever. So I think you're safe with that. But what I would recommend is, either if you do get a new pair of jeans and you want to wear it with this, I'd probably like wash it a few times just to make sure it doesn't get on there. And then while you're wearing it, just make sure you look at it and that it's not rubbing off on there, because that would be a huge bummer to get color on this beautiful white leather on this bag. Okay, so I just want to show you guys close up, honestly, how beautiful this bag is. Like, you can see how shiny and gorgeous the hardware is, and the quilted lambskin, absolutely beautiful. And when it opens, there you have, oh, you have my Carmex in there, but this is what I was talking about with that piece, with like the material.
Vintage versus new model, what are the comparison, what are the difference? You tell me in the comment, and it will be interesting for everyone to learn. And if next time I get more vintage, the same style, vintage versus new model, I will film another one, and I will keep making these videos for all of us to learn together. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been so exciting getting to know the difference between this new and old model one. So these are available to purchase. Get in touch with me, and I'll let you know. I also have a tote that is available, so let me know, do let me know. I always get them, hopefully always get them a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video now, and share it to your friends, to someone you know that would like the information that I have shared for today. Please make sure to like this video